Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood.
Welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood, one sculpt at a time. Today we're going to be stepping into one of the most beloved cartoon universes of all time. And honestly, I'm pretty surprised that it's taking me this long to do the character, considering he has definitely been my most requested, which is, I've at least had over 30 requests for this character, so I really appreciate your guys' patience on this one. So without further ado, today we're going to be sculpting Shaggy. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about Mr. Lova. I'm talking about Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, Shaggy boy, Scooby-Doo. Okay, now growing up, Shaggy was always one of my favorite characters. I mean, honestly, what's not to love? The guy could bankrupt an all-you-could-eat buffet. He's got an Olympic sprinting ability. And frankly, despite the fact he is a coward, he always ends up saving the day low-key. I don't know, I just feel like he was extremely relatable. Except for the fact he has full-length conversations with his dog, which honestly, we could probably blame Mary Jane for that one. But anyway, as you can see, I have established the basic head structure, and I have stuck some pre-baked eyes into their proper positions. We can go ahead and start bulking up his lower and upper eye bags. For this, I'm just taking these little flattened out bits of clay that I'm going to be laying over top and beneath his eyes. And once I was happy with the shape of his lids, I am going to be then going in with my silicone sculpting tool to start to blend all of that in together. And once we had his lids all smoothed out, we could go ahead and set his head aside and start working on his schnoz. I went ahead and started off with a dank nug of clay that I'm kind of mashing into a rough nose shape before taking my X-Acto knife, making some precision slices to make it a little bit more nose-like. I then go around smoothing all those edges out, making it more nose-like before applying it to the face. Once I was happy with the size and position of the nose, I could go ahead and go around with a variety of different sculpting tools to blend everything in. And with every big ol' schnoz, we can't forget his sniffer holes, so I'm going to be using a very small ball stylus to poke those in. And before moving on to anything else, I am just going to be going around his eyes and nose, adding just some subtle details here and there, just so we can have a little bit more of an understanding of what his face is going to look like. Now that I got those details scratched in, we could go ahead and start bulking up his cheeks. For this, I just took a couple dank nugs of clay that I shaped out into a guitar pick shape, slapping those right underneath the eyes. I can then go in with my trusty silicone sculpting tool, blending everything together, and starting to refine that smile line a little bit more, giving me a more understanding of how his mouth's gonna look. Now Shaggy has kind of an interesting looking mouth. It's almost the shape of a W. I think it's supposed to give the illusion of him having a slight underbite. So we are going to be staying pretty true to that. He also has quite the large chin. This guy would give Jay Leno a run for his money, that's for sure. But anyway, now that we have his mouth penciled in and his lower lip refined, I could then go around with a variety of different sculpting tools, just adding some detailing around his face, adding little wrinkles, skin folds, pores, dimples. And to finish everything off, I do go over top of it with this natural sponge, just lightly dabbing it on the surface. This gives a really good impression of skin pores. I was pretty happy with how the face was looking thus far, so we could set it aside real fast while we could work on his ears. For this, I just start off by rolling out a ball of clay, and we just gotta go ahead and smashing it flat. Then take my X-Acto knife, slicing that in half. I can then take each of those ear slices, pressing those onto the side of the head, giving them a little bit more of a refined ear shape before going in with a silicone sculpting tool to blend those onto the side of the head. I finish everything off by taking a very small ball stylus to add that inner ear detail. Now, while I'm going around picking the wax out of his ears, I just want to say thank you guys so much for checking out the video so far. I hope you're enjoying it. If so, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like button and also leave a comment down below of who I should make next. Should I make Scooby himself? Let me know. But now that we have all of Shaggy's facial features in their proper position, we could go ahead and add his scruffy little chinny chin hairs. For this, I'm actually just gonna be using some static grass that I'm gonna be poking into his face. I've used this on one of my previous sculptures. If you ever saw my meat wad sculpture, I do this exact same method, but I'm just sticking these tiny little pieces of static grass into his chin, kind of following the same shape that he has in the cartoon. And then once I add a fair amount of those little hairs in there, his head's looking pretty good, so we can go and pop in the oven. And with Shaggy's head back from the oven and his scruffy little hairs survived the fires of Mordor, we can go ahead and start adding his neck. Went ahead and pre-drilled a little hole that we're going to be inserting this piece of armature wire into. To build up his neck, I start off with a dank nug of clay that I pinch around that piece of armature wire, and then go around blending it all together and smoothing it out. Once I got myself a nice noodle neck, we can go ahead and start adding some throat detail. Now Shaggy's got one of those Adam's apples, so we're definitely going to be emphasizing that. So once I got his red delicious throat bulge in place, I could go around with that silicone sculpting tool, blending it in, making it a little bit more throat-like. I went ahead and popped that in the oven just so we don't mess up his throat detailing. So now we could go ahead and start on his body. Went ahead and gooped up that little piece of armature wire using some oven baked clay adhesive. Then I'm taking a big old dank nug of clay, sliding that up that piece of armature wire. I then go around with my dirty phalanges, smoothing and pulling and tugging until I get this chunk of clay looking a little bit more like a body. Got a very slender body, but he also kind of has a little bit of a belly, so we are going to be adding that. But now that I was happy with the shape of his bod, we could go ahead and start bulking out his shoulders. And for this, I'm just taking a couple more dank nugs of clay, slapping those onto where his shoulders would be. And after using my dirty phalanges to blend that all in, we could go ahead and start adding his arms and legs. For this, I just went ahead and pre-cut out some pieces of armature wire that we're going to be sticking into the sides and onto the bottom. Once I got his arms and legs into their proper position, I was pretty happy with the length of those, so we could go ahead and pop in the oven for another bake. And now that we got Shaggy back and baked from the oven, we could go ahead and pop off his arms real quick, and we could go ahead and start on sleeving up his legs. For this, I went ahead and covered those bad boys in some oven baked adhesive before taking a chunk of clay, rolling it out into this tapered tube, and could go ahead and take that little bit, slide that up that piece of armature wire. Repeating the exact same thing for the other side, except for the other side I opted off for this twisting motion. Interesting strategy, let's see if it pays off.
Nice.
But with his legs all fully sleeved up and blended into his hips, we could go in with this silicone sculpting tool to start adding a little bit more detail. Starting from his crotchal region, I'm going to be going in just adding some wrinkles, extending from there. But once I was happy with his crotchal region wrinkles, I could go ahead and start moving up and down the legs, just adding little wrinkles and folds over top of his thighs, emphasizing his knees and the back of his knees. I also drew a little line along the side to make the seam. That I was pretty happy with his pants, so we could go ahead and start working on the bottom of his shirt. After rolling out a long, thin strip of clay, I'm going to be wrapping that around his hips, lining it up on both sides, slicing off the excess bit. I can then just go in with my fingers, blending that little seam in together. And we could go around that top portion, blending that up into the rest of the torso. And to make it look a little bit more realistic, I'm just going to be adding a few wrinkles over top of that. And I was liking how that was looking, but I did want to add some texture to his pants just to make them a little bit different from the shirt. So I took this texture tool, rolling it over top, giving it a vigorous rub down. And then we got ourselves a nice pair of breeches. As for his arms, we're going to be doing a very similar thing as we did for the pants, except we're going to just be using a flattened out strip of clay instead of a tube. So after coating that with some liquid Sculpey, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that nice and tight. Go ahead and give it a good old fire starter. And with that, his arms all sleeved up, and all we have to do is go in with my dirty phalanges to start shaping out his forearms and biceps. I was pretty happy with how his long arms were looking so far, so we could go ahead and take that, shove that on the side of his body, blend that into his shoulder. I went ahead and did the exact same thing for the other side, completing both of his arms, and with that, he's looking pretty good, so we could pop in the oven for another bake. Now that we got Shaggy Boy back from the oven, we could go ahead and start adding his shirt detailing. We're gonna go ahead and start off with Shaggy's V-neck collar. For this, I just took a flattened out piece of clay, cutting out a little wedge. Once I was happy with the position of that underneath his chin, we could go ahead and blend that in. Then I go in with this wedge-shaped sculpting tool to start adding a little bit more collar detail. With that, his collar's looking pretty good, so now we can go on to his sleeves. Now his sleeves are going to be virtually made the exact same way as the lower section of his shirt. Taking these little strips of clay, I wrap them around his biceps, cutting off the excess bit, blending it into the shoulder. Then I use that silicone sculpting tool to add some wrinkles extending from his armpit. Went ahead and did the same thing for the other side. From there, we can move down to his hands. As for Shaggy's hands, I went ahead and pinched off a little loaf of clay, smashing it flat. Once I had this little mitten shape, we could go ahead and stick that onto the end of his wrist, blending that into the rest of the arm. Went ahead and did the same exact thing for the other side. With that, we have a nice little base that we could start adding some fingers to. I take my X-Acto knife, slicing out 4 little fingers. So I was happy with the size and length of those. I could then go in with my little fingers to shape his little fingers to make them look more like phalanges. And now that his fingers are looking more finger-like, we could go ahead and add his thumb, which I have a question for you. Do you think a thumb could possibly just be a toe that's on your hand? I sure hope you don't think that. Anyway, as for that, I just rolled out a small little worm of clay, putting that on the side of his palm where his thumb should go, and then I blended that in. Went ahead and did the exact same thing for the other side, giving him some mirroring hands, and with that we can then move down to his shoes. Start off with this little wedge of clay that I go around slicing off these little excess bits until I have this little toe thumb looking shape. Go ahead and roll it around itself to smooth out those edges. And once I was happy with the shape of that, I could go on the back side of it, slicing off this little groove. And after a little bit more refinement, I went ahead and made the other one off camera. Now we could go ahead and take those and stick those onto the front of his legs. Once those were nice and fastened to his ankles, we could go ahead and start adding the rest of his bell bottom. For this, I just took another flattened out bit of clay, wrapping it around his ankle, slicing off the excess bit, and then just go around that top portion, blending that into the rest of the leg. And with that pretty much completes the sculpting process, so we could go ahead and pop it in the oven for its final bake. And with that, Shaggy's looking more baked than he does in the show, so we can go ahead and start the painting process. I like to go ahead and give everything an initial base coat of its initial base coat colors, starting with his pants, and for this I'm just going to be using a color called Saddle Brown. Now my friend and fellow sculptor over on the channel, East Coast Creator, gave me the confidence in saying that the brand name is Vallejo. So shame on all you haters. I still don't feel confident. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know, it sounds right, but it feels wrong, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, how I mixed up this shirt was by taking a few different colors, and those were intermediate green, sun yellow, and a little bit of bone white. Once I had the shirt completely coated, I did wait until the pants and shirt were fully dry before going down to his shoes, and for these, we are just gonna be painting them black. After letting his shoes fully dry, we are gonna be painting his flesh, and I pretty much do the same exact thing every time for these flesh tones, and that is a 50-50 split of unbleached titanium in a color called dark flesh, and then I use a tiny amount of this color called blood red. Now once I had his arms completely coated, we can move up to his head, and for this I'm going to be using the exact same color. The only difference is I'm watering it down a little bit more. That way we could avoid paintbrush strokes and actually get a more even surface. As for Shaggy's eyes, I'm going to be painting it with that bone white. I feel like this off-white color does a pretty good job of making the eyes look a little bit more realistic. But with his eyes done, all we gotta do next is paint his little chinny chin hairs. And for this, we just mixed up a very dark brown using that saddle brown and black. And then we water it down significantly and just kind of brush it on top. But with that, that completes all the base coats, and we could go ahead and start making him look a little bit more lively. A little more three-dimensional, if you will. And for this, I'm gonna be using a variety of different washes, starting with a color called Blood Red. We're just gonna be significantly watering that down, going over some highlighted areas such as his cheeks, ears, nose, lips, chin. And then once we have all those main portions covered, we could water it down even more, then go over top of pretty much the entire head, just giving the skin a little bit more life. After letting that red wash completely dry, we can go in with this blue wash, going over his upper lip and jaw. This is gonna give the illusion of stubble, kind of make him look a little bit more aged, like he maybe is perhaps living in a van down by the river. Just maybe. But now that we have his 5 o'clock shadow complete, we could go ahead and finish things off by using this maroon wash, going over top of his eyelids and lips. And then we can move on to his eyes. Now, obviously, we're gonna be making these bad boys bloodshot, cause Shaggy's, he's seen some things and probably consumed them. But now that we have a nice coat of bloodshot over top of his eyes, we can actually move down to his arms, repeating pretty much the same exact process as we did for the head, just giving it a blood red wash, and then we can move on to his pants. We're gonna start things off by going over top of his pants to bring out some of that detailing with a color called leather brown. It's more of a yellowish tone. This is just gonna give a little bit more variety to his pants. And then as for his shirt, we are just gonna be going over top of it with this very dark brown wash. We're just gonna be letting that soak down into all those little details. And then we also use that exact same wash just to go over top of the pants as well. Then after letting it sit there for a few seconds, I use a rag just to dab off the excess bits, leaving his clothes looking nice and weathered. But now that we've finished the clothes and let those fully dry, his head is now fully dry, so we could go ahead and finish off his eyeballs. Now I wanted his irises to be brown, so I'm going to be using this light brown, and then after I got those in, I'm using another small ball stylus to poke in his pupils. But with that, his paint job is complete, so all we need to do is add his hair, starting with his eyebrows. For this, I'm just going to be using the stuff called Fabric Fusion. This is a fabric glue, but it happens to work pretty well with gluing a fake synthetic hair onto these little sculptures. And what I'm using for the hair is I'm actually just combing out some yarn into these long little strands. And if you're looking for more detail on that, you could go check out my Krusty the Clown video. I go into a little bit more depth of how I do that. But once I had those combed out, we could go ahead and start gluing those onto the top of his head. And also a little bit to the sides, giving him some sideburns and frankly, a mullet at this point. I'm really not too focused on his hairstyle at the moment. I'm really just trying to pack on the hair. And then once we got that on, we could then go in with my scissors to start to refine the shape. But if you're curious to what he looks like with long hair, here you go. But with his hair fully dried and glued to his head, I could then go around with my scissors, start to trim things up, giving him that classic Shaggy haircut. And with that and a little bit of off-camera detailing, we're onto those JCPenney glamour shots. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also leave a comment down below of who you would like to see me sculpt next. I'll see you next time.